let us discuss the question. The Raiders looking to fetch what is being called a Micah Parsons level bounty for their star edge rusher, Maxx Crosby. How serious is this really? How serious is this? How likely is this to happen? So I've got State Farm, Starless Night, and Hollering James. And we will combine all of these ingredients together. We're going to make some corned beef hash is what we're going to make. Corned beef hash. Delicious breakfast food, corned beef hash. So first of all, how serious? How about not serious at all? That is the eBay buy now price, but nobody's going to buy now. They're going to haggle. It's not no haggling. They're going to haggle and all that stuff. And this comes down to the GFT, the greater fool theory. That the greater fool theory is you got to find the greater fool. There's got to be somebody out there that's dumber than us, is the greater fool theory. Now, since Tom Brady took over, the Raiders have been the dum-dums. There's no one dumber than the Raiders with Tom Brady calling the shots. So the sales pitch, what is the sales pitch if you're Tom Brady at this point? Is it like I believe it would be the State Farm slogan from back in the day called the Brady Bunch Discount Double Check. The Brady Bunch Discount Double Check from Tom Brady. Now, despite popular opinion by popular people, even with Tom Brady hanging out in Henderson, Nevada at the Raider building there, you're not getting the Godfather offer for Maxx Crosby. It's not happening. Now, we like the player. I like Maxx Crosby. I love him on my team. Good player and all that stuff. He's an absolute maniac, the way that he plays. It's like he's out there and he just had an entire case of Red Bull, and he even chewed on the can like it's bubble gum. That's how he does it. And he's about to turn 29 in that business. That's great. You're right in your prime. You got several more years to go. And does have some baggage. And there's some tread on the tires that's starting to go down a little bit there. The high ankle here. I think he had a knee thing. And the whatchamacallit, the nicks, the bruises, all that stuff that have popped up. The damaged goods sticker. It is there. It is absolutely there for Maxx Crosby. They are basically auctioning off at this point. They're auctioning off a five-star chef that happens to have a bum elbow, so can't lift the porterhouse steak up because the elbow's a little messed up. And it's still a five-star chef, but you don't have the elbow can't lift that very pricey porterhouse steak, which is a problem. So unless somebody loses their freaking mind, unfortunately, Jim Irsay is not around anymore, right? He's not around anymore. Unless someone loses their mind, a Micah Parsons style trade is not happening. It's not even close. Like Jim Irsay was always that guy that you'd go to, say, okay, Irsay will do it. Like he'll throw caution to the wind, he'll do it. Now, secondly, keeping the beat going and going and going and going. So the Cowboys, the Bears, you've got the Bills, Patriots, Eagles, and Rams all among the teams that have been mentioned here. A bunch. There's a gaggle of teams that are supposedly, quote, keeping tabs on Maxx Crosby and his availability. So, question. You play matchmaker. Which team would be a good match for Maxx Crosby of the Raiders on the trading block? Again, the story is, if you're late to the party, bad job by you. I'm going to give you detention. You're going to have to listen to the 5th Hour podcast this weekend. But the storyline is that the Raiders are supposed to trade Maxx Crosby by the end of the week, which is just a few days away. So the way I'm going to do this, think of it like speed dating for pass rushers in honor of Terry in England, who is the person that invented the list. This is not a list. I'm sorry, Terry. I'm not going to do a list. I'm going to do Benny's Big Board. So on Benny's Big Board, there are seven teams that are being mentioned here for Maxx Crosby. So at number 7 on Benny's Big Board, number seven, that would be the Cowboys. Now, why would I put the Cowboys at the very bottom of the big board? The reason is because the theory is that Maxx Crosby wants out of Vegas because the Raiders aren't trying to win. The commitment to excrement with the Raiders, which, I mean, you've seen the Raiders play the last 20 years. They obviously aren't trying to win. If you were trying to win, even the Browns have won a playoff game. You know, the Raiders have been irrelevant since the early 2000s. So they're not trying to win. But the Cowboys, are they really trying to win? Right? So, like, that's the Raiders light, all hat, no cattle. Jerry Jones would turn Maxx Crosby into an ad for perfume. Then you got the Ravens on Benny's big board. Now, the Ravens, Lamar's got more mileage than a rental car. You didn't look injured in last year. Is that the new Lamar, or is that just a bad situation? They've got the new coach, so who knows whether this guy knows what he's doing, Jesse Minter. So good luck on that. Bears at number 5 on Benny's big board. They swing with euphoria. Everyone's all fired up. Euphemie and Tree in Chicago, all my guys there in the Windy City, they're all fired up and all that. However, right now you got to play a tougher schedule. And there's some doom and gloomers out there that Caleb Williams, there's some things, underlying things there. So I'd put the Bears at 5. Eagles at 4. That window, while it's not closed, it's not as high open as it was in Philly. Jalen Hurts got some stuff going on there. He's not mobile anymore, and in terms of just passing, he's just a mediocre quarterback in terms of passing. You've got the locker room soap opera, which conceivably would be gone if Brown is traded. If A.J. Brown is gone, that would change that up. Then at number 3 on Benny's big board. Number 3 at Benny's big board.
Number 3!
So the Bills need more than one guy. Like, you'd be the one guy, but they need more than one guy on defense, which is the problem there. In fact, you could argue they need 2 guys on defense and 1 guy on offense. So that's what they need. And then at number 2, the LA Rams, because you can ram it all day and you can ram it all night. The Rams, thanks to the generosity of Raheem Morris, the Rams got an extra first-round draft pick. And so they got some wiggle room. They can trade one of those picks and get Maxx Crosby. And Crosby's not going to get a Micah Parsons offer. You get a first-round pick, a late first-round pick for Micah Parsons, you do it. So more like a second-round pick. And then at number 1, at the very top the team at the top of Benny's big board for Maxx Crosby, the New England Patriots. That's the team. Obviously, you got Mike Vrabel, defensive pedigree there. New England, despite being the reigning AFC champions, they sent out a defense that was the starless night when they played in that Super. They don't have a big-time superstar on that defense. They don't. And you put Maxx Crosby in there, he becomes the crown jewel, the steak and potatoes, and everything else is just microwave leftovers.